Hi everyone and welcome back. It's Mindy with Mindy Egan Design, and today I'm going to be creating my own stencil to make this gorgeous wintry background using neat and Tangled products. I'm going to start off by coloring my Yeti and penguin. I've sped up the video a little to save some time, but I'll explain my process. I stamped my images onto Nina White Solar cardstock 80 pound using Simon Says stamp black ink, which is a Copic friendly ink. The Yeti is facing to the right, so I'm going to color him like the light source is shining on his face. I'll start off with my darkest color to add shading and blend out with my other colors. I'm being careful not to put too much of the dark colors down because I don't want a dark gray Yeti. Some areas do get a little close, so I'm going to come in at the end with a colorless blender to kind of push some of that color back. That's the trick with using the colorless blender, is it pushes or takes away color, so you have to be careful with it. I'll repeat the same process for the penguin that I did for the Yeti with just a different set of colors, and that'll all be listed down below the video and also on my blog. Now that both of my images are colored in, I'm going to line up the coordinating dies and hold them in place with some Post-it note tape. I adore this stuff. It holds the dies down but won't ruin my paper when I go to remove it. Washi tape works really well too. So I like to put the tape down on the top and the bottom of the dies so one end doesn't pop up out of place. Now that I've run those through my Big Shot, I can just pop them out. What I'm going to do for the background is use the Falling Circles cover plate to create my own stencil. This will get the most use out of your dies. I previously ran it through my Big Shot just onto some Nina White cardstock. This cardstock piece will be my stencil. You could also use acetate or even to try copy paper, but I didn't want to use up my acetate, and copy paper is a little too flimsy for my liking. This was the most affordable way for me, and it held together great. So what I'll do first is take my homemade stencil and line that up with another piece of Nina White cardstock, both pieces measuring 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to hold that stencil down with some Post-it note tape in between the circles. Then I'm going to take my Versamark ink pad and go over all of those open areas separately. Then I can go ahead, remove that Post-it note tape from the edges, remove the template, and sprinkle on some embossing powder. And I'm going to use Lawn Fawn Silver embossing powder for this. I'll tap off the extra onto a sheet of paper, and then I'm going to just go ahead and heat set that with my heat tool. And these circles embossed with the silver is just gorgeous once it's all heated up. Now it looks great just like it is. You could always just leave it like this and create a card, but I'm going to take it just a little bit step further. Just look how gorgeous that is. This would be really fun to try with glitter paste too. Now I'm going to take a Salty Ocean Distress ink and start going over the embossed circles. I'm going to start from the top and just start blending in. My main goal with this color is I want it to be towards the bottom. I'm going to have a stitched hillside at the bottom, so I want the lighter color to be right above that stitched hillside. So it kind of will look like a little glow coming up. So I'm going to just keep going over this area in a circular motion. And then once I have that blended, I'm going to come in with the Chipped Sapphire Distress ink. And I'm just going to go around all of those edges, the top, the sides, and then blend in. And I'm going to touch it up with the Salty Ocean again so I don't lose that glow. Now I'm just coming in with my paper trimmer, and I'm going to trim a little off the edges, so it's going to be sized down to 4 inches by 5 1/2. And then I had already gone ahead and heat embossed a sentiment, and this is from the Get Yeti stamp set as well. And I used the silver embossing powder again on black cardstock, and I trimmed it down to just a skinny strip. So now I can start assembling my card. I have a white stitched hillside that I already pre-cut, and I'm going to line that up at the bottom of my card. I'm going to use my Express It tape runner to attach that. I really like this tape runner lately. And then I can attach that to the card, and I'm going to have that attached to the base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and my sentiment strip at the bottom. So now I'll bring in my images, but before I attach them, I'm going to line them up where they're going to be going and come in with my C1 marker and add a little shading for them to have a little shadow under them, and then I can attach it. That will complete my card today. All the products are listed down below as well as on my blog. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. And here are a few more videos you may like.